My name is Pang Hui Hong, and my message number is 271231. The title of my individual assignment is The Determinants of Liquidity Risk in Bwrr Food Holding Berhad. So for the next is issue and problems. Change in consumer preference is the one of the problem faced by company Apollo. In this new era, consumer trend to consume healthy food as compared to the older years. Consumers nowadays prefer to consume healthier products with less sugar and sweetener. The second is fluctuations of foreign currency exchange rate also is one of the problems faced by company Apollo. The movement of the foreign currency exchange rate may have potential loss of health-conscious consumers. Some of the raw material has imported to Malaysia by company Apollo to produce its goods. Therefore, fluctuations of exchange rate may influence the price of raw material company Apollo and cause the cost of production increase and have bring an impact on the profitability of company Apollo. The next is research objective. The research objective is to identify the internal factor that possible may affect the liquidity risk. To identify the external factor that possible may influence the liquidity risk. To investigate the internal and external factor that probably influence the liquidity risk. The research question is, does any relationship between internal factor and liquidity risk? Does any relationship between external factor and liquidity risk? Does any relationship between internal factor and external factor of liquidity risk? The next one is literature review. The literature review will explain the definitions, financial risk, internal factor and external factor that influence liquidity risk. Financial risk is the possibility of losing capital to an investment or business plan. Credit risk, operation risk, and liquidity risk also include in financial risk. Liquidity risk is the risk that a corporation will not be able to fulfill short-term financial commitment due to failure to turn money into cash without incurring losses. The internal risk is the risk that company face within the organizations and that will occur during the daily activity of the company. While external risks also include economic events that occur from beyond the organization system. The next is the methodology. The methodology we will use to introduce and explain the method during the research. So during the research, we will use the population and sampling technique. The population of this study is company Apollo, and the sample is the data collected from annual report company Apollo from 2015 to 2019. So then, the next is the statistical package for social science, SPSS. It used to compute the data, correct the result. During the analysis, SPSS used linear regressions and correlations to determine the relationship between internal factor and external factor of liquidity risk. The next one is the model summary of internal factor and external factor. Quick ratio is used as the dependent variable and the independent variable are GDP, interest rate, and debt to income. The value of R squared is 0.998, which is near to 1, and explains that the independent variable explains 99.8% of the dependent variable. The dumping Watson in this model summary is 2.250. It shows a negative autocorrelation. The next one is ANOVA. The ANOVA table of internal independent variable GDP, interest rate, debt to income has shown the significant level, the p-value is 0.055, which is more than p-value 0.05. The next one is the correlations. Debt to income is the least significant to the liquidity risk, while interest rate is the most significant to the liquidity in internal factors and external factors. For the correlations, debt to income is the least significant to the liquidity risk, while interest rate is the most liquidity risk in the internal and external factors. For the coefficients, the interest rate has shown a weak significant level to liquidity risk of company Apollo. Debt to income has the biggest effect on liquidity ratio with p-value less than 0.05. Therefore, the conclusion is for the conclusions, according to the finding of linear regression by using SPSS, company Apollo has a stable liquidity. Its liquidity is mainly influenced by GDP and debt to income. Therefore, the recommendation of this study is try to reduce the debt to income of company Apollo.